page at the top, the little cogwheel settings. It'll tell you on there.
Microphone, blue snowball, save.
That's the one.
That changes. Bloody profile pic.
We're live, chaps. Welcome to this very special edition of the Pedestrian podcast. We are live and got a good few in the chat room, hopefully soon ready and primed for one of my favourite weekends of the year. It's draft weekend, people. As ever on this fine podcast, still the only unofficial UK Seahawkers podcast. Myself, Stuart Court, is joined by Mr. Ross Bell and Adam Nathan. How are we, guys?
Good, mate. It's draft day. Excitement. Whee!
Most certainly. Adam?
I think I'm already draft fatigued, I have to say. I'm pretty bored of the whole thing, and I just want it to be over.
Still 45 minutes to go before the Cleveland Browns possibly make a terrible mistake.
And 3 days
so tonight,
the Hawks' first pick.
So tonight, we, as you can see, we will be broadcasting some of the first round, talking over the picks as they come in and what some may mean for what the Seahawks may look to do currently at 26. Also, just generally chat nonsense for a few hours, as is per for some of us. Anyway, Adam. But before we get into that and talk 2017 draft, let's catch up with the Seahawks news since we last convened. The 2017 schedule was released, and trips and tickets have been booked from a good amount of UK Seahawkers. If you've lived under the rock for the past 10 days, we'll quickly now go over the games in quarters, just as I did with Brandon on the Seahawkers pod last week. Thanks to him also for having me on. So it goes. Week 1 is in Green Bay. Week 2, the Seahawks have their home opener against the 49ers. Week 3, they're back on the road to the Music City to face the Titans. And week 4 is the first primetime game of the year against Andrew Luck and the Colts. That should be a fun opening salvo, shouldn't it, Adam?
Yeah, but I've got to stop you because something much more important has come up. And I'm not talking about a trade. Just thought I'd mess up the space-time continuum and watch a little bit of this on my phone. And I have apparently changed the profile picture. Any of you who haven't been here for the last 20 minutes, I've been desperately trying to change my photo from one about 6-7 years ago, and it appears that on the YouTube it has actually changed. So kudos to my almost level of PC knowledge, and now on to the schedule. What were you saying? Because I actually wasn't listening.
The opening 4 weeks should be quite fun.
Yeah, I think it's going to be tough. We're never particularly great against, Indianapolis, we never seem to have that much success against. And that game still sort of haunts from 3-4 years ago. Green Bay, I never know if it's a good or bad time to play them first game of the season because everyone's healthy, but by the rule of sort of all sports, teams tend to sort of win their home opener. So that's a bit annoying, but that's a game I've got down as a loss whenever you play it in the season. And yeah, I mean, it's the same 16 games that we've known about for the last 6 months, really.
Yeah. But when it's in some sort of order, it makes it all a bit... You can actually try and work out how wrong it's going to go or how well it's going to go, Ross.
Yeah, like you said, it's nice to play the Packers that early. Get in there before Rodgers gets hot and before it gets cold in Green Bay. So whenever we play the Niners, it doesn't matter. It's a win. Titans, I'm really looking forward to. Titans-Colts is going to be a really good 2 weeks.
Yeah, the Colts, I think there's certain people on Twitter who might explode that week. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about. But yeah,
quarterback.
Just quickly, what are your guys' early predictions for the Seahawks record after 4 weeks, Ross?
Optimistically 3-1, realistically 2-2.
Okay, Adam?
So I'm just going to repeat. We're going to be here all night, so I might as well just keep talking. Yeah, I would say the same. I've got us down for 5 losses, and I can't remember overall who I had us to lose against. I think I had a 7-1 at home with Houston, the only team to beat us. And then what did I have? Losses at Green Bay, New York, Dallas, and Arizona. So yeah, I guess 3-1 by the end of that 4 weeks.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with that. I think the toughest one is at either end of that. Green Bay and Andrew Luck and the Colts. Their offense is always going to be good with Andrew Luck at quarterback. Is always going to be relatively good with Andrew Luck at quarterback. The defense is seemingly being rebuilt by Mr. Ballard. But yeah, I think 21. Week 5 then is a trip to LA to face the Rams, which is always pleasant viewing for Seahawks and neutrals. And week 6 is the team's bye week. Scott Whitelaw, if you're listening, please take note. Before week 7 gives us a cross-country trip to New York, which should be a pretty cool trip, Adam. Week 8 is back home to face Messrs. Watt and Clowney. That should be fun. Week 9 is another home game against the Washington Redskins. But week 7, Adam's probably the highlight of that, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it could be a very expensive loss, but we've been before, so that T-shirt is firmly fitted already. Yeah, it'll be good. I think I'm going to be able to pie Rosie off for the day on the Sunday, so I can get away and do all the Seahawks stuff, which is obviously the priorities. Thankfully, she's not listening and would never ever listen to the podcast. So that's good. But yeah, no, it should be a belting trip, and seeing the Seahawks on the road has always been a bit of a
bucket list.
Yeah, exactly. So it's really nice to get that done in a great city.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. I literally count down. I think it's 1 week short of 6 months. So bring it on. But I think overall, those 4 are possibly a good bet to be split, aren't they, Ross?
Well, I'm fed up at losing to the Rams, so we're not taking a loss to them this year. The one that worries me the most is the Redskins. If they add another offensive weapon, they could be a troublesome team this season. But optimistically, again, 3-1, possibly. I think. I hope.
Yeah, I think possibly. The Rams obviously always going to be a bit gnarly, even with the new coach. It's still the same players. Cross country to New York's always tough. Watt and Clowney against our line, that could be arranged better off later on. But yeah, Adam, those 4 split.
Yeah, I think in general, I'm going to be nervous about teams that have a very clear dual threat with running the ball and passing. I think we're pretty well set up to deal with one or the other. But any team, that if Indianapolis, for example, go and draft someone like McCaffrey, then I think they become a completely different kettle of fish for us to face, because I think that's going to be really tough to stop. And sort of the same with a team like New York. I mean, if they can get a running game to add to the passing game, that's going to become an infinitely harder game. And obviously, it's a very obvious point. But I feel pretty confident in the teams that we can sort of limit to one or the other. But in the losses I've got, it's Green Bay, who you expect will be able to run and pass. New York on the proviso they can run and pass. Dallas, we know they can. And Arizona, we know they can as well. And Houston, I'm just terrified because Merciless, Clowney, and JJ Watt against our offensive line is just going to be embarrassing.
Yeah, although if George Fant shuts down JJ Watt, I will enjoy that immensely. Week 10 then sees us go back to the desert for a Thursday nighter. No Catanzaro, no Hauschka this year, thankfully. Apparently, Colour Rush is a thing still in 2017 as well. Yeah. A 10-day mini bye week almost before the NFC champs. Atlanta rolling to Seattle for a Monday night before the return game versus Niners and the final current primetime game of the year scheduled against the Eagles on Sunday Night Football at CenturyLink Field. The season wrap-up begins in Jacksonville before the pleasant viewing experience that is the Rams roll into town. The final road game, as Adam said, is in Jerry World against the Cowboys. And the regular season finishes off with those Cardinals coming to town. So main highlights outside the primetime games for that lot, Adam?
I mean, the divisional games at that time of the year are always great because they always have that sort of double meaning that you can stitch a team up or really dig the knife into them. But yeah, I think in general it's a pretty good schedule. We should never lose 2 in a row, I'm hoping. But I think with a lot of these things, we're one of the few teams in the league that it doesn't matter what our opposition do if we're on it. It just depends how often we can be on it. And I think the next 3 days will dictate a lot of that, I have to say.
Yeah, most definitely. Ross?
Yeah, I can't see back-to-back losses as well anyway. They're possibly the Rams-Cowboys because you never know what the Rams are going to do to you. But
you are scarred, mate.
Oh, I fucking hate them. But, yeah, Or division games, I'm not worried. Apart from the Rams, the other two teams, the Cardinals, they're looking like a mess to me, and I think we can easily put them to bed twice this year. But
I think with the Cardinals, as Adam said with us, I think it depends what they do this week. If they go out
week 10 and week 17, Carson may not even be on the field by then, so it could be a lot easier.
But they're also they're surely going to draft a quarterback this year, so it depends if he comes in. Dak Prescott,
could buy another
Carson Palmer,
irrelevant defensive end like last season.
Robert Nkundichi is possibly the biggest waste of space in the first round.
Isn't he?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, far too early for a record prediction, but let's do it all the same. Overall record win-loss, Ross?
12-4.
Well, I think 11-5. Yeah. I'm quietly confident we'll hold serve at home, but I think we'll see a bit of a tough time on the road.
Yeah, I think we go 4-4 on the road.
Yeah, Adam.
Yeah, I've got 11-5, but that is me being at my most conservative, and I think anything above 11-5 is possible up to about 13-3. I would imagine that's going to be the range, but I think 11-5 would be enough to make the playoffs with a home game. So, if you offered me that every year, I'd probably take it. Yeah,
I agree with all that. I think 10 wins in the NFC West could well be enough this year. But yeah, as mentioned, there are already a good few, me and Adam included, have I booked and are now planning trips over to Seattle or one of the road games. If you are planning on New York, then get in touch and we'll try and sort a beer or 5 at Carlo East to see us in New York City. If you're on the fence about going to Seattle, just do it. It is worth every last penny. Right, Adam?
Absolutely. It's because if you ever want to put, you don't want to put any faces to our names because we're really not that much to look at. But if you want to put a face to a name in terms of a city, then seeing Seattle in all its glory for a game is as good a thing as you could possibly do.
Yeah, most definitely. Moving on though, Marshall Lynch is now a Raider. We covered that on the last podcast, but the near giveaway we have for him for just a trade of late round 2018 picks shows the good relations the Hawks and Raiders front offices have, but also how much the team have moved on from number 24. But it's also very, very cool to get him back in the league. That video of him walking around the facility in Oakland yesterday was absolutely brilliant. The smile on his face is, he's just the best. But yeah, one final thing before the draft chat. The national meet for 2017 is now just a month away. Tickets are readily available. To get involved, just fire over £5 English to myself or James James. It is at the Canal House in Nottingham. There will be a raffle as well as an auction, as the merchandise items we have currently is somewhat ridiculous. The latest one was added by our good friend over in Seattle, Chris Johnson. It's very, very cool. The generosity from those who are sending it all over and have paid for their tickets now coming, it's all very appreciated. We also have a few people making the trip over the Atlantic. Craig and his wife are making the trip from Florida, and Danette and Mark are making the pilgrimage itself from Seattle. Also appears Seahawker Paul Gates is making the trip too. It'll be very cool to meet and chat Seahawks with those guys and everyone there. So yeah, get involved. But now it's time for draft talk. If you have any questions, don't be shy in sending them over. We have plenty of time to kill here, as Adam said. Use Facebook, use Twitter. Try and find a way to read the chat room as well, because I can't currently find a way to do that.
I found that. There's no one chatting yet.
This is going to be an interesting few days, isn't it, Adam?
That thing on the right-hand side where it says group chat.
That's just
I think so. Is that just for us?
If you go to our YouTube page and watch it on YouTube, and then there's a live chat box on there.
See,
yeah, because if I can get the group chat up, Stu, that doesn't say a lot for your computer.
To be fair, I've only looked on the screen that's in front of me. But an interesting few days ahead, Adam.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be as season-defining as it's ever been, I think, for the Seahawks, who have been able to rely on a magnificent set of draft picks from 5-6 years ago, but really now, we need to restock. And yeah, I think everything that happens next season is going to stem from what happens in the next few days, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Russ?
Yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? I like that we've got, what, 5-6 picks in the first 3 rounds. Can you see any of those being maybe bundled up and moving up at all? Or
I really think we're going to move all over the board.
Yeah.
John Schneider, when it was mentioned, I don't know who mentioned it, seemed really annoyed that we don't have any at least 1 4th or 1 5th. So I think that'll be they probably make at some point. But also, we can still get that 4th and 5th and move up at 26. But I don't see that happening. I think we're doing this on a day where the Seahawks are going to make a pick. So that's always fun. But yeah. Who do you think the pick at 26 is down to, though? Positions or players, Adam?
Well, I said to you that, well, I'm lost with it, to be honest, because I'm seeing so many names being linked, and half of them seem sensible, half of them seem sort of Seahawks style, getting a bit clever for our own good risk. And that's just pissing me off because it just doesn't seem like the time or place to do that. So I have narrowed it down to being happy with an offensive lineman or a defensive back. And that's what I'm going to stick with, unless something miraculous falls with, a Reuben Foster or Christian McCaffrey that they end up falling. But those are the 2 positions that I'm currently would be happy with. Yeah,
Russ?
I want defensive line / linebacker, I think, straight up. I want TJ Watt. That's the guy I want. But a defensive back wouldn't go amiss either. There's lots to choose from in this first round.
I agree. I think with defensive back, I've long been on the Kevin King bandwagon. But I think he might not be an option for us at 26. I think Akella Witherspoon from Colorado is the value Kevin King at this point. I think you could probably get him at 58, if not later, nearly in the 3rd round.
Wow.
But I do think, I don't know what I said to you, Adam, or you, Russ, but I think it's a case of anyone but Cam Robinson at this point. I'd be able to get on board with pretty much any pick they make. As I said to Ross, TJ Watt would be a tough one to get on board with just because of his surname. But apart from that, I think I'd be happy no matter who they take. Do you see him trading up, Russ?
Deal with a Wilson, you can deal with a Watt as well.
Imagine both of them. Wow.
That's fair enough. Do you see him trading up, Russ?
Well, I listened to Rob on the Seahawks podcast this week, and Rob Staten, he said that's the only thing we've not done in the Schneider and Carroll era is actually move up. So I'd love to move up. Yeah, in the first round. Yeah, I'd love to move up to early teens and take Jonathan Allen, but that's possibly a little bit too rich for what we can bundle up, maybe.
Yeah. The thing with Jonathan Allen is the same thing with most Alabama prospects when they come out. Their shoulders are broken. It's weird how often that happens. I think Marlon Humphrey and Derek Henry are probably lucky to have fully functioning shoulders, it seems, because I think there's 3 from the Alabama class this year have all had medical rechecks on their shoulder.
Was that where we took Jaron Reed? So he was from Alabama last year.
Yeah. James Carpenter, and obviously the only thing medical check he had was he couldn't play. So no, that's not fair. He played well in New York, I guess. But yeah, trade up, Adam.
I can't see it happening. I think they're more likely to trade down within the first round in order to pick up a 4th round or another 3rd round pick that they can then package to, they clearly want something in the 4th or 5th round because they're going to get antsy and panic that there isn't another Nick Vanette out there who must be signed because, what a thing he can do. So, yeah, I imagine that if it's a trade back instead of a trade up, most likely. With regards to the offensive line, I should add that I'm only going to be happy with an offensive lineman that plays on the right-hand side. It's time to stick with what you've got on the left. You've got an $8 million paid left tackle who you can't be playing anywhere else because he's $8 million a player. You've got Glowinski, who did very well last year within reason. You've got Britt, who, was very good. I think you solidify that, even if it is you go back to Fant and, whatever, and you try and build up the right-hand side. If you start messing around with flipping and flopping again, that would just piss me off.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I have to think there's someone called Chase Goodbread. He's
not
He's
called
got a draftable name, to be honest. He's called Chase Goodbread.
No,
He covers
no.
college football for NFL.com. And he did a 32 point rundown earlier on Twitter. And the 12th point he made was, I don't care how short Forrest Lamp's arms are. If it's my team, he'd get first look at right tackle before he moved inside. Has the feet for it. And then obviously we saw Seahawks Jackley's earlier, and the first one I thought was about Forrest Lamp. So would that tick all that boxes you just mentioned there, Adam?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to work a way to get Ifedi into the team, I would imagine, whether that's at guard or tackle. It's just a shame we didn't... I don't know, it just feels like a bit of a shame you didn't go and get TJ Lang to play right guard and Ifedi outside of him, because that would have just seemed really sensible, and only for like two... You could have... I know we've done this before, but for Lacey and Jokel, you could probably have got TJ Lang and then drafted your left tackle. So that just seems a little bit frustrating to me. But yeah, I mean, it's the line is going to be so important that if someone like Bowles is there or Forrest Lamp, I think you have to just take it, because you can't be slagged off for in the same way as Myles Garrett. If Cleveland take Myles Garrett and he's a massive bust, you can't slag them off for that, because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah,
that's sort of how I feel about the Seahawks offensive line now.
Yeah, but if Cam Robinson, then it's just an absolute abomination. But yeah, Forrest Lamp, Russ.
Yeah, I mean, he ticks all the boxes, doesn't it? It'd be nice that if he drops that far, but I don't think he will. That's the only thing. There's a couple of other teams that need offensive line as well, and his NFL comparison on NFL.com is to Zach Martin. That would be lovely, but
that would be really nice.
That's not the way we do things.
Although, to be honest, Zach Martin would have been nice 3 years ago, but never mind. Never mind. We had to trade back and get Paul Richardson. I love you, Paul. But yeah, so 26, a trade back, Ross?
It seems to be the done thing, and
it's going to happen. We're going to stay up to 5 o'clock, like there's no 4 hours, and they're going to trade back for an extra pick on a day when no one watches the draft.
Yeah, when I follow it on my phone.
You might stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning, but I am certainly not up till 5 o'clock in the morning.
But yeah, it is going to be a trade back though. Who do you think is going to be their trade partner? Obviously, Atlanta have been spoken about. That seems weird to trade in division conference.
Yeah, but how? What, trade back to the end of the first round? Maybe the Steelers. Maybe they move up and they like one of these quarterbacks a little bit more than.
Yeah, it would get them ahead of the Chiefs. It would get them ahead of the Chiefs, who may look to replace Alex Smith. Adam, do you think you trade back, and who with?
I don't know, but you're not going to get the trade back. I wouldn't have thought until you get at least into the 20s, because at that stage, the teams that are looking for quarterbacks will know what's there, and you'll sort of. I think the board will open itself up a bit more. You'll know whether the offensive linemen are going to be there, or whether Adoree Jackson is still going to be there, who might be worth sticking around for. So even if it does become a trade back situation, it wouldn't shock me if it was, done within 2 to 3 picks of our pick.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, outside of Seattle, which team do you think is going to cause a shockwave surprise tonight, Adam?
I think Cleveland are finally going to get it right. I really do. I think they're going to have a decent draft, and I think that they're going to be in a position to a very, 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 very light perspective way, in the way that we were with Russell Wilson, whereby next year they'll bring in a quarterback, and I think they'll have a decent team around him finally. And I just hope they do, because it just kills me watching how bad they are. But I think them and Tennessee, it's obviously easy to say because they've both got 2 first-round picks, but I think those are 2 teams that by Sunday will look in a much healthier, well, Tennessee are already a good side, jump up a level or 2 from what they were last year after this weekend and tonight.
Yeah, I really do think that the Browns are going to crush them. Even one, is it 12 the pick is? I think they might even trade back and get more picks.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've got that to play with, haven't they? So
yeah,
they kind of control the whole draft.
Yeah.
Apparently, according to Adam Schefter, the Bears are considering trading back from number 3 per sources, which would probably be sensible because unless they want to go and get Adams, maybe the safety, they're not. They're not going to compete this year. The Bears with Mike Glennon, so they may as well, accumulate picks.
Yeah, but it's tough to say they're going to compete when they just pay $15 million a year for a quarterback.
True, but they've got the cap space, and it's not that much money.
No, that's true.
The cap will go up again next year, almost as much as that will cost them.
Yeah, I agree. So before we get there, obviously the draft starts in about 18 minutes. This at number 26, the Seahawks select Adam.
At 26, the Seahawks select. This is a real heart over head thing. I think they will take Garrett Bowles at 26. But I have a sneaky sort of sleeper idea that it might be Buda Baker. I don't know why I think that, because I actually only think one maximum Husky will go in the first round currently, and I think that will be either Ross or King, but maybe Buda Baker to sneak in there.
Okay, Ross.
Yeah, Bowles, but I want what? I don't know how many more times I can say that. I want what?
I want what? When you say a word so many times, it starts sounding weird. Yeah, I think at 26, I do still want Kevin King because I can't jump off that wagon now, but I do think it'd be Bowles.
Bowles is so unsexy of a pick, isn't it? It's like
it is, but he's so steady. People are saying by the time his second contract, he's going to be 30 and all that, but who cares? You can't. He's going to be 30, but if you have 5 good years of sorting out the offensive line, it'd probably be worth it, surely.
I wish I was 30.
Yeah, I mean, the 5-year option certainly alters draft prospects, and I think that will certainly actually, in a way, help us because it'll see quite a few of our rivals taking a quarterback now. I think Arizona will almost certainly take a quarterback or trade because I think having that luxury of the 5th-year option on the first rounder, it can save a team $25 million. So, yeah, it would be sensible to take a player that's going to, be in a position to earn more money in his 5th year than another position, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I agree. I did think for a while that the Cardinals will take quarterback at 13, but I think they're going to wait. I think Davis Webb or Kaiser or even Brad Kaya later on in the draft could be the guy for them because Carson Palmer is a stubborn so he's not going to move off gently to a 13th overall pick. I think they might try and boost their defensive options. So obviously you mentioned Arizona. What do you think the other teams in the NFC West are going to come out of this draft looking like? Who do you think is going to gain the most from this draft from the NFC West, Russ?
Yeah, not the Rams because we've got fuck all picks. The Niners are a complete wild card for me because who knows what John Lynch is thinking at this point. This is his first draft and they got a lot of ways they can go in, but they also need a hell of a lot. I could see them possibly moving back and accumulating a couple of picks and really stocking up, but I don't know. They need to take a difference maker early on, and if they take another defensive lineman, that's going to be troubling for us next year.
Yeah, If the Browns for some reason, don't take Garrett, they clearly don't like Russell Wilson. That is absolute nightmare.
Yeah,
because that means we're going to have 6 games against Myles Garrett. We have 6 games against Myles Garrett, Chandler Jones, DeForest Buckner,
Eric
Armstead, Aaron Donald, Michael Brockers, Robert Quinn, Navarro Bowman. I mean, Tyrann Mathieu. I mean, really, Cleveland, if you're going to pick Myles Garrett for anyone more than yourself, pick.
Yeah, pick him for us.
Just pick him for us. Please don't let him go all the way to number 2, all the way to the second pick. Sounds weird, but yeah. If there is anyone listening, according to my screen, we have 4 viewers, which is more than I thought. To be quite honest,
Yeah, it's 1:15 in the morning.
It is 1:15 in the morning in England. For those in America, maybe listen to this. If there's any questions, just get involved, guys. Obviously, with the draft taking like 9 weeks to get through the first round, we've got plenty of time to fill. Any points you want to raise, Ross?
I just wanted to be here now. This is like the slowest 15 minutes that there is all season.
Yeah.
I just want to get it going, and the excitement of hold on, we've got a trade and all that sort of stuff. It's so exciting because you don't know what teams are going to do, and this is the best time of year because by Sunday we're going to have new Seahawks players.
Well, by like 7 o'clock or midnight tomorrow, we'll have 0 Seahawks players probably.
We could have a new random favourite. Cassius Marsh is on the bubble at the minute. I need Cassius to stay or someone else to take his spot.
Yeah. It's going to be TJ Watt. It's quite clearly going to be TJ Watt if he's the pick.
Oh man, I'd be so happy if we get him.
Just to annoy me, I think.
He can't be as annoying as JJ, surely though.
But yeah, that's quite true.
I listened to Rob talk about him on the Seahawks podcast. His numbers are just incredible though. Like he kind of.
Oh yeah, no, he's a good player, but yeah, he's a good player. I'm not doubting that. He's just if he's
some of his stuff matches up with Khalil Mack, which is incredible.
Yeah. If his surname was Jones, I would be all for it. But I just can't. Especially when we got the Texans this year as well. I mean, we've got the Texans, then we've got the Colts, we've got the Packers. We've got like 6 months of build up for that. I mean,
the Bennett brothers going 1-on-1.
That's gonna be fun though.
Yeah,
Michael Bennett and Martellus Bennett are the best people in the world. So. So that'll be fun, but
yeah, I'm really not looking forward to that Colts game though, because the Twitter about which one's the best quarterback.
There's certain people on Twitter who are going to be even more unbearable than they usually are.
It's obvious which one's the best quarterback. Just look at their Super Bowl records.
Well, no, but that's being way too dismissive of Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck's
he's amazing,
fantastic quarterback.
Yeah,
but the first 5 years of the career, Bristol Wilson has been better.
Exactly. Yeah. Of that draft class, he's the best quarterback to come out of it, I think.
So far, there's a long way to go.
Yeah, RG3 could make a comeback. You never know.
I don't know. Is he still at the Browns, or did they release him?
I think they released him. I don't think he's actually got a team right now.
No. Well, to be fair, he barely had one in Cleveland, so he should be used to it. But yeah, so 10 minutes to go. Cleveland Browns. If you wait a few years to see Cleveland Browns, as Adam said, make the right decision, then you're about to see it. Hopefully,
if they take 10 minutes to make this pick as well, this card should be filled out already.
It should be filled out about 6 months ago. It should have 2 cards filled out. It should have Solomon Thomas, or 3 cards: Solomon Thomas, Jamal Adams, or Miles Garrett about 6 months ago. Don't piss around. Just make
the right choice.
It's almost like they don't want the jokes to end. They just want people to keep laughing.
I do feel genuinely sorry for like die-hard Browns fans because it must be terrible.
Freddie did if you listen to it, it's on the podcast stream, the mock draft we did yesterday. He is a proper full-on Browns fan. You just hear from the sound of his voice when you go, Freddie, you're on the clock. They can't draft a quarterback. Mitchell Trubisky's mom, if you're watching. You just can't do that, lad. Come on.
What?
I mean, even if they trade back, it's stupid. Just take a player.
Yeah, like Adam said, if they take Garrett and he busts out, fair enough. That's not your fault. You made the right choice. It's down to the player at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't try and outsmart yourself. It does seem like Hugh Jackson wants a quarterback, but you've got so many picks.
But
Just
also,
go.
Cody Kessler was not that bad. Obviously,
No.
like in comparison to other quarterbacks, I think he was on a certain metric. He was the best quarterback over Dak, over Russ, over Brady, over Breeze on a certain.
Yeah, he got
metric.
unlucky that he was behind a defensive line that was almost as good as us. That just let him get hit as much as possible.
That's the defensive line they've give money to as well.
Yeah. See, it's not always a solution to just pay people.
Yeah.
Well, NFL.com has updated. The Browns are now on the clock, apparently.
Oh,
With a timer. It's still 10 minutes early, though.
definitely. So if anyone listening, all 3 days are on Sky Sports. Tonight's on Sky Sports 2.
It's kind of a lack of pre-draft stuff, though. There's been nothing. It's literally just the draft. There's been no... Normally, they have like a whole evening of like NFL specials and things like that.
Yeah, at the minute it's Joshua Klitschko, the knockouts.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sad about not seeing that lady and Jim White again like last year.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
that was terrible.
Every cloud and all that. Yeah, we do would like and possibly need your questions. So if you are listening, you are watching all over Facebook, all over Twitter, get involved, guys.
Yeah, come and listen to us. What's the point in us doing this?
Thank you, Dana, for retweeting it. Yeah, I'm just talking to Ross for no apparent reason. Adam's had to step out for 10 minutes, so he'll be back just in time to see the Cleveland Browns select Zane Gonzalez out of Arizona.
What's the problem with this group of quarterbacks then? What have none of them ready to step in?
No. Deshaun Watson's possibly the closest because he's won national championships and stuff, but they're all just meh.
Right,
There's no like consensus best quarterback. I love Patrick Mahomes from Texas Tech, but it's just so wild. It's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, Rob said on the podcast about Deshaun Kaiser that he is a massive project that he could see the Cardinals taking, but he's not going to help out this year. No, but all they're doing there is getting insurance for when Carson Palmer breaks. Yeah. That's fair. So, I don't know who Klitschko's fight was against them, but he did contact him, but his fight was so delayed. It was funny. Anyway, this is a draft podcast. But yeah, so any more thoughts on Marshall Lynch and all the price we got for him and everything? I'm still really sad that he's gone, but to see how happy he is to be an Oakland Raider. Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, someone said he's like a kid in a candy shop, just running around their facility. I said that. I said that, Ross. He looks so happy to be there. I just want him. I want it to work out for him, but obviously I don't want him to do better than us. You know? Yeah, but how much fun would the Super Bowl next year be of us two? Oh yeah, that would be nice. Actually, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I mean, he left. He did a tour of the facility yesterday in Oakland when he signed, and he left the facility wearing his helmet. So he's just the best. I do just wish we didn't have that last kind of half season of him. If he could have gone out on top in Seattle, it would have been better for us, I think. Yeah, but without him, we probably don't have a Super Bowl. We don't have. He's when it's all said, if the Seahawks ended tomorrow, he'd be top 5. Oh yeah, Seahawks probably. Just the impact he had from. I mean, he was a basic cast off for the Bills, and then he was 2-time Pro Bowl. Those people said, those people said on Twitter. Dana was one of them. A few others said it as well. If this is what he needs to get into the Hall, then I'm all for it, really. Yeah, I don't think it should. It should be what he needs to get in. He should have it anyway, just for the amount of highlight plays alone. Yeah, if Jerome Bettis is in the Hall of Fame, Marshall Lynch should be in the Hall of Fame. So the Hall of Fame's a weird beast, but. Yeah, it's really how you are with the media to a certain extent. Jerome Bettis is all smiley, laughy, jokey, and all that. But his stat line is not that good. No. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, I watched the Steve Smith NFL films thing. Football Life of Steve Smith Senior. That's good.
Yeah, I haven't watched that yet. I do like Steve Smith. Apparently, he's really good at the recent NFL UK tour thing they did. I think he's in Nottingham. I know someone who works at.
Every time I see him, I just think he's just it's Doug Baldwin. That's every time what I've seen Steve Smith.
Yeah. I think Steve Smith's got obviously he's been around longer. He's got more of an openly jovial side as well.
Yeah.
I mean, for people who are listening and watching, me and Ross still watch wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
This Joshua Klitschko thing is the most WWE thing ever. he had a fight against an absolute scrub. And before the guy's even out of the ring, Klitschko's staring him down. Then they cut a promo on each other.
Yeah. It's getting more and more WWE, UFC, isn't it, boxing? I think it has to.
Yeah, it's so... heavyweight boxing is terrible.
Joshua's the only hope now.
It's terrible. I mean,
if Tyson Fury's a legitimate boxer, then we're all knackered.
I mean, if it's a shame Klitschko isn't like 5 years younger, so you can have these two a couple of times. But
yeah,
this is probably Klitschko's last fight.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
So this is the Pedestrian podcast, the official podcast for British boxing. So, I mean, this is going to be a really long 3 hours.
Oh, we got a question. Gary MA76. How do we get into draft players? Always watch it, but I have no idea who's hot or not. Is college football a must watch?
It's not. How do we get into draft? It's not a must watch. Obviously, it's so highly talked. Well, yeah, I think Ross is a good example. He's just kind of heard of players like TJ Watt through assimilation and connection between me and Adam rattling on about it and stuff. I think last year, but just if Gary, I think if you just go back and find the Rob Staten interview, I don't know if it's the first one or the second one. He tells you just find a list of 2018 players and just watch. There's YouTube videos of every single player, even if it's got annoying hip hop rap music.
Yeah,
I mean, I've listened to Kendrick Lamar's new album. I'm down with the music, but some of it is terrible. Yeah, so if you just watch, you just find a list of players. I mean, Water Football's already got a 2018 mock draft, so just find the top 5, top 10 players and just watch them, and then go from there. College football is not a must watch; it's just quite fun. The scoring is just incredible at certain games, but
yeah, I've watched a few times. I've watched it. It reminds me of the CFL in the speed of it.
CFL's not quick. I've been to a CFL game. CFL's not quick. No, Warren Moon moved around the pitch quicker than that game. But the one game I went to, the one game I went to for the CFL was Oilers against Edmonton Eskimos against the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, I want to say.
The names are great.
But it was really good. And I sat there for like an hour. I was really hungover. I'd spent the 3.5 hour car journey from where I lived to Edmonton throwing up. I saw the night before was corn dog, if you want the full details. But yeah, oh god. But yeah, and I was sitting there. You sit down in the stadium, have a look around.
Yeah. And
I saw in the ring Warren Moon. I was like,
wow.
See, it's got a player called Warren Moon. He just said commentary now, and then I looked down the field, and Warren Moon's walking around the sideline there, having a new Hall of Fame ceremony for 2 players. One of the players, and his sons were like the Trailer Park Boys. It was hilarious. But yeah, NFL job coverage is starting. But yeah, it was a really good game. It's a really good game. It's just really slow. They only have two downs before they punt.
Yeah, it reminds me of the rugby league equivalent to rugby union.
Yeah. But Gary, that's a really good question there. Thank you for that. If you have more, seems you want partaking, just fire away, sir.
Well, he's not a fan of Kendrick Lamar, judging by his comments.
No, Kendrick Lamar's album is got some good tracks. Chance the Rappers is way, way better. Chance the Rapper is amazing.
I'm more a Macklemore guy, personally.
Oh, but Macklemore's he's good. I really like Macklemore. I saw him a couple of years ago, but he's just so... as Larry David once said on Kobe Enthusiasm, "Are you my Caucasian?" That's what Macklemore is. He said it's a JB Smooth, which is possibly the funniest line of all of Kobe Enthusiasm. Yeah, but obviously, if so, Gary, do you have a team? Do you want to pick out? Obviously, the Huskies are the closest team to the Seahawks and the best team to support. With all the draftable players, are basically the new DBU with all the defensive backs.
I had a season where I did watch college football. It was the team.
It's just fun. If you have BT Sport, they're on every Saturday from about 3:00. They have the game day, which is a bit of fun with Kirk Street and the rest of the guys.
Yeah.
Then they usually show 3 or 4 games every Saturday. From like October till the end of the season, every Wednesday and Thursday, they show games in the MAC conference, which is the Mid-Atlantic Conference. It's called the MACtion, which is amazing,
nice.
Brandon. But yeah, that's where people like Corey Davis played. Forrest Lamp played. Paxton Lynch was on there quite a bit in that conference. So it produces some good players. You just need to really watch them. Hassan Reddick was another player who's going to go early this year. But yeah, Kendrick Lamar's album's got a couple of good songs, but I could have Chance the Rapper's album on all over. Yeah, there's a few Seahawks fans, Gary, who do support the Oregon Ducks, but we're trying to find ways of disbarring them from the group. Even the chapter presidents are Oregon Ducks fans. So
they were the hipster pick for a while, weren't they?
They were, yeah. I mean, they're basically Nike University because Phil Jackson, who's the Nike president. Anyway, obviously, yeah. Nike's in Eugene, Oregon, and Nike just bankrolls that whole college and sport and stuff. So that's why their jerseys are like bright, luminous pink with white spots. But there's a couple of guys. When me and Adam were over there last year for the Bills game, we watched the Huskies put 64 up on the Cowbears with a Washington State fan. Also, the tallest human being I've ever seen in my life, Dave Eck, who is about 8'4".
Wow, you're gonna meet me next month. I'm 6'7". So.
Oh no, Dave Eck is massive.
No, okay.
Such a nice bloke as well. Yeah, if you've got any more questions, Gary, shoot. What position do you think we're going to take, Gary? You've heard us ramble on for 45 minutes.
Thank you for listening, by the way, Gary.
And the other 2 people.
Yeah. I think they could be us, actually, if we're in the...
No. I've had one of these with 0 views before. It's fine.
Oh, I think Adam's fallen asleep.
Yeah, I think so. or Rosie listened to the podcast.
He's banned now. Right, well, we're 5 minutes in. Surely they're 5 minutes on the clock. NFL.com, what's it saying?
What was up with that screen? There you go, screen graphics back. There we go, we're on the clock apparently. Well, no, we're not.
That's my problem with all this.
Right.
It's the WrestleMania of the NFL. It takes forever.
The WrestleMania was decent. I watched it. I landed back from Krakow. I was literally not even through security. I had NXT on my phone.
NXT was better.
No, I love WrestleMania. I think it was really good.
Half of it was.
It was better than expected. Most disappointing was Orton Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, with the fucking hokey maggot on the ring.
Yeah, the giant sperm as well. Yeah. Described it.
NXT is in Brighton in June. I'm definitely going to go to that.
Yeah, I went to NXT in Blackpool 2 years ago. It was amazing. Here we go. First pick. I think.
A bit behind you.
Oh, you just put him on the clock.
Oh, Christ almighty, it's already fucking 10 past. Are they counting down to them being on the clock?
You're getting booed in Philadelphia.
He gets booed everywhere, doesn't he?
You're an absolute dickhead, Roger Goodell. I mean, he's why are they booing him? He's making $11 billion.
Yeah. I thought it was outside.
It is. It's in front of the Rocky Steps. It.
Yeah,
They have
well,
to put a roof on. It's Philadelphia.
it's covered though,
It
isn't
rains.
it? You can't claim that's outside though. It's in a tent.
Yeah, but
Everyone else is
most,
outside.
most of Glastonbury's inside.
Well, yeah, true. Gary,
If I
asked, should the
draft,
Browns
we
pick a
should, like-
QB? Probably.
Probably at some point. Not now. If they, I might actually go to bed if they pick. Russell Wilson might ask for a trade if the Miles Garrett goes to.
Gary would prefer to see some stronger, bigger protection for us. We all would, Gary. We all would.
Not maybe not bigger, but just maybe not even stronger, just better.
Yeah, better than Gilliam.
But as I said on a few podcasts, the second year jump is a real thing. So we don't know how Glowinski in his second full year, Reese Ambo, George Fant, Dwayne Feddy. I mean, George Fant's the big one to watch, the biggest jump, because he actually is having a full off season of actually playing the sport.
So is Forrest Lamp, is he a guard?
Probably. He played tackle at Western Kentucky.
So we could play him right guard, possibly move a Fetty to right tackle.
Yeah, he's so natural. It's true. He's got really short arms for a tackle. So he probably won't play left tackle.
Right.
But he could be left guard. He could be right guard. He could be right tackle, as Chase Goodbread said. I love that name. There's also a player in the draft called Fish Smithson. So look out for that on Saturday afternoon, because there's also another one, Doug Farrar, who used to write for Yahoo, now writes for Bleacher Report, I think. He put out one. And it's just some of the names are just amazing. One of my mates said that he did a job thing, and they asked him to think of a name beginning with J, and he picked Jamarcus, and no one believed him it was a real name. Honestly, I think
that's one of my wife's favourite things about the NFL, the names of some players.
Yeah, well, there's the Key and Peele sketch, isn't there?
Yeah. I'm a big fan of DeBrickashaw. That was a cracking.
That's an amazing name. But it's like, haha, Clinton Dix. His name's Sean. Why change that name?
No.
Mayock's top 100. Hassan Riddick's 10th overall on Mayock's top 100. He was a third rounder about 2 months ago. All right, Adam. First question. Kendrick Lamar or Chance the Rapper?
I don't know who Chance is, really, so Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, he's a Chicago rapper. He just donated $1 million to the Chicago school system.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm a big fan of Kendrick Lamar's new album, although the lyrics mean nothing to me, so I just like how it sounds, and I think it sounds nice.
Yeah. We got Gary on the chat. He's not a Kendrick Lamar fan, so.
Where is this chat, though? I'm on my computer. How do I find it?
It's on the YouTube stream.
Will you send me a link? 'Cause you know I'm useless.
Just go to YouTube and search for Stuart Court.
No, I want a link, please. Send me a link.
Just showing some of the Browns' previous first round picks, and I mean, some of those are appalling.
Yeah, but look, when they pick Manziel and Justin Gilbert, it's on the Facebook chat, Adam.
Yeah.
It's also there. I love Justin Gilbert. Justin Gilbert was my favourite cornerback. He just didn't give a shit.
He's still a free
Johnny
agent.
Manziel. Yeah. I mean, if they're going to take a chance on all of that draft class, I mean, Deion Jordan. I mean, Schneider said the other day, for people who didn't bother watching it, that they're going to put him at D-line. He's bulked up a bit. They're going to put him at D-line, which is interesting.
Could be a fantastic move.
It could be, but it's probably not going to be.
No, but then it's not cost us much anyway.
No.
What, $600,000? I think nothing guaranteed.
Yeah, no guarantee. No incentives for him being over £300 or whatever Eddie Lacy is.
Eddie just loves that China food.
China food. Eddie Lacy looked good though on his Instagram posts and on the videos and stuff. He looks.
I've got a feeling we're just going to run all over the Packers in week 1. He's got to be motivated by that. Yeah, but I just think it's not going to be a rush game. It's going to be a running backs game, and if all three of them are fit, there's so many options there.
Yeah.
Come
just
on,
said that-
Cleveland. You've been on the clock for 4 months. You should go to bed here.
You see the picture of Cleveland's draft card that they filled out a few years back for Joe Thomas? They put the wrong name in at the wrong place. They put their own name
You
in.
get to hand the card in here. And then Myles Garrett will go to San Francisco and we'll be pumped for life.
Ruin our lives.
Yeah. Basically, what we spent your absence discussing.
Well, is that what you were doing?
Yeah, the defense is that's going to come after Russ if he goes there.
Six games against Aaron Donald, Chandler Jones, and Myles Garrett.
Terrifying. The sprinkling Marcus Golden.
Yeah, Ty Matthew, Navarro Bowman. Where the hell? Why is Steve Mariucci in the stock exchange? Where are they?
This is great.
Do you want to see if Adam and Brandon are around, Stu?
No, I have. Brandon is on a work call.
Ah, okay. Browns haven't made the playoffs since 2002.
And they've picked five quarterbacks in like 5 years.
Not won a playoff game since 1994.
No, I'm not laughing about it because I watched the Mariners, so.
Oh, that's 10 years old. I don't watch baseball.
But you're probably safer.
26 different starting QBs since 1999.
Oh, Steve Smith.
That's mad.
Oh, come on, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, why are they taking 10 minutes to pick?
Pick is in. Here we go. Pick is in. The Cleveland Browns have made a selection. So, guys, if you're watching, this might be the end of the broadcast if it's Mitchell Trubisky because I might go to
Deshaun Watson.
No, Deshaun Watson. Oh, no, just take Myles Garrett, please.
I'm loving Steve Smith being a part of the analysis booths there now.
Yeah, he's really good. He was really good at the combine as well.
Mm.
Are we all watching on Sky, so we'll go up at the same time?
Yeah, I want you to start going, so I'm about 20 seconds behind, I think.
Oh, they took Zane Gonzalez, Ross.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Spoilers.
The kicker from Arizona State.
That really would shake up the draft.
We're going to take it, don't we?
What, kicker? Do you think we take a kicker?
Yeah. At some point, they're probably undrafted, but there's one.
The Arizona guy hasn't missed a kick for about 100 years.
Yeah. But that was the same with Aguayo. Look at him.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, I think they got Nick Falk.
But there's also one. Yeah, but there's also one. Yeah, they have.
That could be awkward on Hard Knocks if they have to cut.
Here we go. Thank God for that. Well done.
God, well done. Only once every 4 years.
Oh.
But the Cleveland Browns aren't cheering. There's just a massive gust of wind come from Cleveland. It's all breathed a sigh of relief collectively.
Thank goodness for that.
So that was the obvious pick. That's what needed to happen. This one's a complete wild card for me. What do the Niners do now?
Jamal, right, so should we make predictions?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Adam?
Solomon Thomas.
Okay. Ross?
I think they go offense. Fournette.
What, with Carlos Hyde?
He's injury prone.
He's also my dynasty running back, so please don't.
Yeah, no, they're going to ruin your season before it even starts.
Yeah. No, I think with Jamal Adams here.
Really?
Yeah. They're implementing the Seahawks defense. He's possibly the closest thing they can get to a Cam Chancellor type in the box.
I just feel that with
he can do everything.
So bad like that, you've got to impact the line of scrimmage in some capacity.
Yeah. If they're going to do D-line, Solomon Thomas, but they're going to struggle to get Buckner and Armstead into the new 4-3 defense. So I don't really see why they would do it again.
True.
So I think really they need to find either like a pure like Dontari Poe-esque player.
I did see a great comment, which was running backs are like beers. In general, they're all the same, but it's all about who you drink it with and where you drink it.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah. I'm really enjoying Myles Garrett's incredibly forced smile at being picked by
Whoever's
the
watching on
Browns.
TV needs to turn their volume down because I can hear it through the computer and it's really annoying. Oh, Chicago traded up.
What?
Chicago have traded up.
Have you done that before me?
Yeah,
AKA Schefter.
yeah, field goals have just done another swap picks. Wow.
Yes,
So what are the Bears after?
what's going on here?
Maybe that's Jamal Adams.
Yes, I think it will be.
Well, the Bears need defense, lots and lots of defense.
Yeah. They need offense. They need a wide receiver. I mean, it's far too early for them.
Yeah,
Oh, no, they got Cameron Meredith. Hopefully Kevin White gets healthy finally.
Oh, Kevin White, disappointing.
got a couple of good running backs. I like both of their running backs.
I think they're taking Jamal Adams here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so.
Or Malik Hooker, maybe.
Malik Hooker's he got the injuries there. He's the safety version of John Ross.
Yeah, I mean, he'd be a risky guy to throw it up for.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think you trade. I think you maybe trade up for Solomon Thomas. But who are they trying to get in front of?
Well, it's only San Francisco, so they must think that.
Maybe San Fran sold them. Another team is trying to move up.
Well, it's not going to be
Maybe-
better Fournette, so you have to assume that San Fran aren't going to take Fournette.
yeah, because
Yeah.
the Bears have got their running back sorted, haven't they? They've got Langford.
Yeah.
And, thingy.
Jordan Howard.
Yeah, that's this one.
What's this going to be?
This has to
Daz,
be corner or safety.
And why are they still on the clock?
Yeah, if they've moved up one place, you must have the pick ready. That card must be filled out.
Yeah.
Maybe the Bears ran the wrong number. Imagine.
Yeah, we meant to move back. Oh shit, we've moved up one place.
Yeah, crap. I thought we were getting the pick we've already had.
Sports Pickle, who are always very good on Twitter, have just tweeted in massive capital letters, every mock draft ruined after one pick. Which is very good.
Technically, if this is Jamal Adams, mine isn't, because I did have Garrett Adams 1-2. So I'm holding on to
When you
that.
get to move in second and third pick, you got to think there's a decent. That's a bit annoying. San Francisco might get a second round pick for that.
Mm.
Yeah, there's no details, is there? At the minute, just
Have a look at the
they've
Jimmy
swapped.
Johnson scale. Which, if you are watching and following the draft, always a handy thing to have up, the Jimmy Johnson scale, which gives a points-based system on what each pick is worth.
Oh yeah. Also, while you were going, Adam, Gaz asked how to get into the draft players and if college football is worth following. Your thoughts?
Absolutely. If you've got some time on a Saturday to watch, then it's well worth it.
Holy shit! They got
And it
4
makes-
picks.
And it makes something like today much more enjoyable. So, hang on, they got 4.
Jesus Christ, the 67th, the 111th this year. Next year's third, just to move up one place.
Well, so this scale, so it starts at 3,000 points for the first round pick, and they've got the second round pick at 2,600 points, and the third pick at 2,200. So it's a 400 point difference, and the 49th overall pick is
Yeah.
worth 50 points. So that does roughly make sense.
Yeah.
Because
Wow.
the third, what do they get? The 67th pick this year
Yeah.
is worth
Yes.
255. And in the fourth round, any pick's worth about 90 points. So it does make sense on the scale.
Yeah, the 2018 third as well.
For one place.
What
seems
are you
crazy.
doing Rappaport?
Here
They
goes
must have been
I
Rappaport.
don't know what you're
certain.
talking about.
Rappaport, the absolute master of breaking news that's already been broken. an absolute ahead of his field in something like that, different class. As long as
I saw Richard Graves at that news first.
He'll be the first to break it.
I think he's in.
John Lynch has done well there.
Yeah, he has.
It's pretty hilarious. He's been up since 3:30 to trade back.
The 67th pick, which is worth 255. The 111th, which is worth 72. And a third round pick. So yeah, I mean it's roughly on the scale, it's about right.
Yeah, and obviously that 2018 pick could feasibly be early in the third round as well next year.
Oh yeah.
Albert Breer reporting this is Trubisky, but surely not.
Not after you just given Glennon that much money, that would be crazy.
Oh,
fuck, it is.
Whoa.
God.
What the hell?
What are they doing?
What?
Wow. Okay. I'm friends with some Bears fans on Twitter and Facebook. Let's see what they're talking about right now.
That is wild.
It's really annoying because the Niners haven't got someone who's so precious about 3 letters.
That is insane.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't think. Surely they didn't think the Niners were going to take him.
Wow.
Poor Mike Glennon. I mean, if you look like that, I guess he got $15 million in the bank.
Well, yeah. My Chicago Bears supporting friend Maurice is just going crazy on Facebook with what the fucks and
The Niners have absolutely played them like a mother.
I don't think they had any intention of taking Trubisky, did they? Surely not.
No way.
That's amazing. Fair play, John Lynch.
Yeah, well done. Said he was a wild card.
I actually really like John Lynch, and if anyone follows the Around the NFL podcast, Chris Westling just tweeted, "Lol, Mark Sessler, who is a Browns fan, just danced a jig through the newsroom when the Bears took Trubisky out of play for the Rams."
Right, the Bears have just traded 4 picks for a quarterback who isn't ready to start day one. In 2017, the Chicago Bears are going to be paying Mike Glennon $14 million
to compete with the number 2 overall pick.
He's played 13 games. The total contract value for Mike Glennon's deal is $45 million. And they've just traded 4 picks for a quarterback. What, 2.5 months later? He signed a 3-year, $45 million contract with the Bears. He received $18.5 million fully guaranteed, including a $3 million signing bonus. And he currently is crying into every last single of that.
Someone just tweeted, you've replaced Jay Cutler with a young Jay Cutler.
He's not. Well, he's got. Yeah.
So he's a chucker, didn't he? That's what I've heard. But
yeah. That's amazing.
I am like stunned.
So that has ruined every mock draft.
So, yeah, completely. It's from what it lasted. So the Chicago Bears have tweeted we've picked QB Mitchell Trubisky with the 2nd pick. If you're on Twitter, I would suggest going to read the comments to that tweet. It is amazing. It was bad, very bad. LMFAOOO sell the franchise. 0-16. What the fuck are you all doing? Why do you hate your fans? Also, if you want to, obviously, I said Adam was away about JB Smoove and Larry David. Are you my Caucasian? Try and find the audio clip of Rich Eisen word for word reading Marshall Lynch's statement yesterday on his show. Rich Eisen's the best. He's got a good arm. He's a good player. But if you're watching these highlights of Mitchell Trubisky, watch the receiver who's blocking him there, number 13. That's Matt Collins, who I really do like for the Seahawks later on in the draft. He's just an absolute burner.
Someone's just said that the Bears must have got wind that someone else was trying to trade up to 2.
They must have, or the Niners have had their collective pants down. I mean, honestly, there's like 4 Michael Scott gifs on the Chicago Bears tweet. What are you all doing? The visual analysis of this pick. It's the old guy, the Simpsons, getting hit in the balls with a ball. Someone's just said Porzingis was booed also. That's a very valid point.
Yeah, he was.
But that's amazing. Why have they done that? Right then.
Bear in mind, in December when the season ended, not one quarterback was viewed as good enough for a first round.
Yeah.
No, I really don't think there is one. That's what I'm picking. I love
One's gone second. One's gone the same pick as Marcus Mariota 2 years ago.
God. Quarterback selected second overall.
If you are on social media, follow Kevin Patra, whose account is KPATRA, and he's got a video of a live looking for Chicago, and it is amazing.
He's a Lions fan as well. He must be loving this.
Yeah.
That's the best. That is like, I don't know if people have been watching, follow it. If you YouTube Miami fans' reaction to them selecting Ted Ginn at about 7 overall, about 6, 7 years ago, it's up there with that. I can't believe this is got to be Jamal Adams, surely.
So, yeah, the Niners could just get the player they wanted the pick before.
If they do that, oh my days. God.
Oh my God. It's Ryan Leaf. Ryan Leaf all over again.
Trubisky might be good, but why the Bears?
Yeah.
Why did you sign Mike Glennon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
For
not
that much money.
Yeah, that's the thing with Glennon.
You could have kept Alshon Jeffrey for the same money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And given Trubisky someone to chuck the ball to.
Yeah. It makes more sense to take Mike Williams up to.
Yeah.
Or
get all you receive.
David Shaw. Well, that's when you know a Stanford player is getting selected, when David Shaw is on the NFL Network set. Coach versus Mitchell Trubisky in 2016 Sun Bowl. Yeah, it's only helped us. Right, the 49ers made a pick. Jamal Adams, yeah?
I would assume so.
I guess so.
It's definitely defense, I think. Even though I think Shanahan would like offense.
They've got 4 picks for a player they clearly were going to pick anyway.
Yeah.
Amazing.
They had no intention of getting Trubisky. They've completely played the best.
Absolutely love John Lynch.
I just wish he'd gone somewhere else. No.
Well, to be fair, I wish he'd stay in the commentary booth.
Well, yeah.
One of the best commentators the league's
Yeah.
got.
And he had a really good thing going with the commentator he was with as well. Right.
Yeah, Burkhardt. Oh, wow. Called it, Adam.
Cool.
So
Someone else did hit Ross.
There's no way Chicago were going to take him.
No.
No, there isn't way, because I actually was my pick for the Bears in my mock draft, I think. But wow, he is stupendous. He's stupendously good as well. So that's really annoying.
Yeah, someone else to hit Ross.
God. By the way, I think if you go back a few podcasts, I did say that the Niners are going to be the closest challengers in quote marks to us this year, and this half an hour into the draft, and they've got off to a good start to that. They're just going to chase Russell Wilson all day. What you get down? Why are you so happy? You're about to fine him for wearing a cap that's white or something, by the way. Dickhead.
Lots of people to just tweet, pray for Russ right now.
Yeah.
God, man. I am favouriting and retweeting that K Patra tweet as well.
Glennon will get
Saving
18.5 million guaranteed. Trubisky will get 29 million guaranteed. Very similar to
that's a really
Wentz.
Yeah, it's also, but the Eagles also had cut Chase Daniel about 10 million.
Yeah. Jesus.
So,
Right, I'm going to wait for this pick and I'm going to have to go to bed, gentlemen.
okay.
So this is the Jags. This is the one I thought would blow the draft wide open, and it's already been done. So didn't expect that from the Bears.
And someone's just dug up a tweet from the 10th of December 2015 from Mitch Trubisky, which says, "Hell yeah, go Packers." So yeah.
Excellent. So I'm saying the Jags go quarterback because I think the Blake Bortles experience is over.
You think what?
I reckon the Jags are going to take Watson because I think that the Bortles. I don't think Coughlin is a fan of Blake Bortles at all.
I'm not sure. I think that would be. I think for a team that's nearly ready to go, if I were them, I'd be picking up Cutler or Kaepernick and picking up a playmaker that can start from right now. I mean,
Like a running back.
They're not far off being in win now mode if they can just get some moderate quarterback play.
Yeah, that's true. If they could get Phil Fournette and have a good running back and wide receiver core.
They can get Fournette, or they can get Lattimore, and then pick up a running back later on, and be in a pretty good spot.
Or OJ Howard possibly. They got rid of Thomas, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do think it might be OJ Howard.
Because every mock I've seen, he's gone to the Jets so far because they could screw the Jets over there.
This has not worked that well for a Seahawk within 15 minutes of the bloody thing starting.
Let's make sure we get Garrett Bowles now. We're going to need someone to stop them.
Guy taking a break and has been pick.
No. What?
I'm just reading a couple of people suggesting that Fournette is the pick here.
Yeah, Sports Illustrated is saying that, and I've just seen that one.
You just know that Sky, the kind of company that will go to a break and miss a pick.
I thought the TV companies were told, and all media were told not to tip picks.
Really?
Yeah. I know ESPN and NFL Network were.
Well, ESPN can't do much now, can they?
Yeah, I mean, it did ruin the draft for me last year, seeing all the picks, but I think that's because I was watching it on NFL Network and it wasn't up to date.
No. I mean, we had the national meet during the third day last year.
Yeah.
I mean, you caught to who goes to draft to the third running back. I was like, what? Huh? What? Who? Why? And I'm still going, who was it? I don't know who it was. They didn't make the team.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that the only way they can go wrong here is if they pick a quarterback, the Jaguars. I think.
Yeah.
Even if you're rubbish, you can try and get Sam Darnold next year and then have a great team around him. Let's see.
Yeah.
There's Fournette.
There we go.
Good pick.
He's a bad man as well.
It's not a good day to be Chris Ivory.
No, but
Or TJ Eldon.
yeah. I like TJ Eldon. I think TJ Eldon's on one of my dynasty teams as well. I'm not very good at dynasty fantasy football, ladies and gents.
Big Seahawks news. Eddie Lacy's going to wear number 27. Nico Thorpe will be 23. There you go.
And still, they listen to Doug Baldwin and don't give anyone 24.
Marshall will wear 24 when he as well in Oakland.
Yeah, Woodson's let him. I didn't know why Woodson's got a hold on it, but Woodson said, yeah.
I like that pick.
Yeah, me.
I mean, the best way to help a struggling quarterback is give him a run game, so that might help.
Yeah, that's what we did with. Oh no, we didn't, because our quarterback struggled, and we had Troy Pope running the ball. So. He doesn't look that big. Like I wouldn't want to tackle him. Oh, have you seen the video? If anyone's seen it on the page, Cam Chancellor has a voice. I want to be my sat nav.
I've not seen that.
He sounds like an extra from Waterboy. It's amazing. He's so softly spoken. I mean, just look at this dude. Just try and tackle this man. And then he has the speed. I mean,
a monster, and he's 6 foot as well.
So good. I mean, look at this. This is it.
It just. I mean, if he can get sprung into the second level, he's gonna go for monster yards.
Yeah.
And if he can learn how to catch out of the backfield on a regular basis.
Yep. He's a good fantasy option for sure.
Although his opener is against Houston, which is not the best place to be.
No. So, Russia the Titans friend, I think.
They should be laughing. They got Marcus Lattimore. They're ready for them.
Yeah. I think it's got to be. That's who is.
Surely.
That is who Dave wants there.
Maybe OJ Howard. Got Delaney Walker, but
yeah, he's 30. He's sneaky old. Delaney Walker.
They can take Njoku with their 18th pick.
True.
Yeah, that's true. It's like Ben Foster's 34. When the hell did that happen?
Yeah.
Ben Foster, what, Poppadom wrists?
The Baggies keeper,
Oh, yeah, the worst.
Rob Green's 37.
Yeah, but he's been around for like 38 years.
Mitch Trubisky, I mean, do me a favor. Who is running the show there, for God's sake?
Whoever he is, he hasn't got a job for much longer.
Well, does John Fox only have any hand in this? Because his job's over anyway, isn't it? They don't like him now.
I like John Fox, I do.
Tennessee is trying to move back, apparently. They've got 3 minutes to do it. Not even that.
Just take Lattimore.
Yeah.
Yeah, but cornerback is so deep, though. Honestly, where are these guys? Are they...
Who's that?
I did Cyprian Logan Ryan. I didn't know he went there, but they Kirk McCourty, didn't they?
Yeah. So they do need another corner. Logan Ryan's good.
Slot.
Yeah.
Ugh. They lost Byron Bell and Antti Fasano, aka absolutely nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Sean Spence, Chance Warmack.
Yeah, I quite liked him. I was surprised they let him go.
Mike Mayock doesn't care about alleged rapes. He's got Gairon Conley as his 11th player.
Happy to overlook that.
I mean, we're going to have a guy who's accused of rape and Joe Mixon drafted next to you.
Yeah.
Apparently there's quite a lot of nonsense around this Conley thing.
Oh, yeah. I fully expected to be Kibosh, but...
It was the guy year before last who just said, just don't draft me. Just wait until it's all sorted.
I think Collins did.
Collins.
Yeah. The Cowboys. And the Cowboys are apparently looking at Conley at 28, are they? 28, 29?
But didn't the Cowboys also give Greg Hardy a job?
Yeah, and then drafted Randy Gregory, who basically was Afro Man at college. So
yeah.
How could the wind glass? Dickhead.
Right, let's see what's.
Why are they taking 9.5 minutes to make a pick?
Well, they probably don't know how luck. Can't believe their luck. I mean, they've got the pick of everyone they wanted.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, probably. Here we go. Pick is in.
Of Mayock's top 10, the only one that's definitely not going to be is McCaffrey, I think.
What, top 10? No, I think McCaffrey's going to Carolina, I think.
No, I mean, if Mayock's 10, the only one that it couldn't be for Titans is probably
okay.
McCaffrey. Unless they want to add another thunder, and lightning to that backfield.
Might be, because Derrick Henry ain't that good. So.
No, he's just big, isn't he?
Well done for saying that the year we're going to play the Titans, Stu. But
I was just trying to hook you, Adam Russell.
Outrageous behaviour.
Yes, Davis. Oh,
The Jags owe Chris Ivory $9 million if they can.
that's good. That's good signing.
Yeah.
Bad teams stay bad for a reason.
TJ Eldon was the 3rd round pick, so he's owed quite a bit of money as well. Bears used a 1, 3, 3, and a 4 for Trubisky, and people thought Pats wouldn't get a 1 if they traded Garoppolo.
It's a very good point. Imagine we could have got Sherman.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, I think I've seen who this pick is. I won't spoil it for anyone. But that will not make. Well, interesting. Interesting pick.
Okay.
Oh. What?
Oh, okay.
Right, one sec.
Corey
Go and look at my mock.
Davis.
He's good, but
the number 2 wide receiver possibly in the whole thing.
yeah, I had him going to the Cardinals at 13, and drafted Williams at 18.
Is he a big body receiver? Because that's what they need.
He's a good player.
Okay.
It's a bit early for him though.
I suppose that's the advantage of having those 2 picks. You can kind of
there was talk of him falling out the first round. So
well, it keeps any potential trade for Sherman vaguely open.
Yeah.
Isn't something we should sleep on just in case, because it still could happen.
Yeah, it's still an hour and a half away from hopefully being kiboshed. I don't think we will. I don't think we would from the start.
I'm hoping it's what his brother said, that it's just there to put another chip on his shoulder for the season.
It's not, though. It's just to try and bring him back in.
Well, yeah.
And I'm almost certain he asked for a trade because they asked him to take a pay cut. Which probably means that we're not going to see Jimmy Graham pass this year either.
Steve Smith reckons the Titans have just got a stud for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with
Kendall Wright. They lost Kendall Wright as well.
So they got
just jerseys printed up so early. That is the best thing.
Yeah.
When you're a $11 billion a year company, I guess you
can have all 32 with all sort of possible names, can't you?
yeah. You see guys in like Ethiopia wearing like a Fournette Bears jersey.
The Seahawks Trubisky shirt.
Yeah. I'll just purely for the meltdown, I would quite like the Seahawks to take a quarterback in the first round one year. just for the shits. Just do it. I mean,
can you imagine Russ's Instagram then, though? # no sleep.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the Bears have high mess this up potential as well. The Jets, sorry. They can...
The Jets should take OJ Howard and be done with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It shouldn't even really be a question, or one of the safeties to really.
At a projected $6.8 million a year, Leonard Fournette automatically becomes the 5th highest paid running back in football.
Jesus.
Crazy.
Just shows what good value that our guys are then.
Ross, Seth Rollins, who's a Chicago Bears fan, tweeted 20 minutes ago, "I hate football." and Big E, who went to Iowa, has retweeted Trubisky just fumbling the ball.
Rap Sheet's reporting Cleveland are trying to trade for Kirk Cousins right now.
Oh, wow.
Hang on. Skip Bayless doesn't agree with Corey Davis, so maybe it is the right pick.
Yes. I wonder where you're going to go with that because I was going to say that.
Well, if Cleveland get Kirk Cousins,
Cleveland is trying. Maybe they wanted Trubisky. Maybe that's why Chicago give all that up.
yeah, maybe Cleveland wanted 1 and 2.
No way.
No. I mean, the Bears just did it at the earliest opportunity, so Browns couldn't move up.
Yeah.
Or could move up from 12 to 6 or 12 to 5. They just literally just jumped up with the first opportunity they got.
So where do the Redskins pick?
17, 18?
Middle, yeah. 17.
Would that be? I mean, Cousins is I like Kirk Cousins, but I need a couple more targets around him because I think he's
What have they got? They've got Coleman, Gordon if he was allowed back on the field. Yeah.
Yeah, they've got Ballard who fell off a cliff last year. They've got loads of draft picks. And Kirk Cousins needs to get the hell out of the Washington Redskins are in this draft without a general manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I think he's been allowed to talk to other teams as well, so possibly he can just tell them what the Redskins were thinking as well, what they're going to pick.
Yeah.
He's been working as a scout for agents' work, basically.
Yeah, I mean, if you're the Browns, you trade for him and you change his contract. You can't pay Kirk Cousins $25 million.
No. Cousins to the Browns would be a good move. Jeff Reinbolds reckons that the Jets have to take Deshaun Watson.
I think that would be nuts.
Wow, this is
an exciting draft for the first time in a while.
Jets got to take OJ Howard.
Yeah. Or Lattimore again. Because Darrell Revis can't play football anymore.
Yeah, also true.
Rap Sheet is saying that a team that is interested in Gayron Conley in the first round asked him to submit to a polygraph test by a certified administrator, and he passed.
Oh, okay.
You've got a chance to earn like $5 million more, if not more, $15 million. So Freddie, who's on the podcast mock draft yesterday, has just quote tweeted the Rap Sheet tweet about Kirk Cousins with a sad face.
The Browns fan?
Yeah.
I mean, surely that's a step up from what they've got. You've got all the cap room in the world. Just pay them what they want.
Jets have made a pick that LA Chargers are.
That still sounds odd.
The New York Jets only scored 30 touchdowns last year. This has to be OJ Howard.
Well, I thought they're going to move Decker on as well, isn't they?
Yeah.
Mike Mayock.
They can have nothing.
I mean, they do have no cornerbacks, in fairness.
Yeah.
This is going to be a fun pick either way, unless they Jets it.
I mean, it literally it has to.
Come on, Jets. I need to go to bed. Hurry up. I'll wait for this.
To be fair, you're lately staying on to like another hour.
I've got to go after. I've got to go after this one. We'll be up
Right, here
for
we go.
5 hours.
OJ Howard, come on.
The New York Jets select Jamal Adams.
Wow, fucking. I
Good
like
pick.
Jamal Adams. Yeah.
Leader.
Yeah.
They need to get young and they need to get good, and that's a good pick.
Yeah. I just really want to see OJ Howard go before he goes to the AFC team.
Chargers, Panthers, Bengals, Bills, Saints. Right, we're getting into a part of the draft that I don't really care about, chaps, so I'm going to go to bed now.
Okay, right, I'll speak to you soon.
Yes, I'll speak to you later on.
Enjoy.
Yeah, so
Evening.
right, so we've still got 3 viewers, 3 people watching. I don't know where them 3 viewers are. No one said anything in the chat.
Reveal yourself.
Yeah. Or forever hold your sins. So yeah, the Los Angeles Chargers, Jamal Adams is starting to cry. It must be a weird experience. I mean, Jamal Adams is 21, 22 for the last decade of his life.
Yeah.
He's worked towards that moment.
I
he gets picked by the
wonder if
Jets.
the Chargers might make a sneaky play for McCaffrey here. They're a team that love dink and dunk offense.
Nah, not with Marvin Gordon.
It was a change of pace guy.
Nah, not with Marvin Gordon.
If I was
This
the Chargers, I'd be trying to get a trade from Carolina.
Yeah.
'Cause I've been making all the noise saying you're going to do that right now.
Yeah. Or just yeah. I don't know who else. Maybe a wide receiver. No, it's not going to be AJ Howard because they drafted Hunter Henry last year.
Yeah, no
Nick
way.
Vannett?
Could be Malik Hooker.
Yeah, it could be. I think the ideal was to be Jamal Adams to replace Eric Weddle.
Greg Bell just got
Obviously.
done by an Adon Schefter, which looks like Adam Schefter, about the
Hey.
Browns trading.
Big Willie Starr is now one of the 2 viewers, not 3 viewers. Will just messaged on one of the chats we've got. All the way from Taipei, whoever he is in the world at the minute. He's 7 of 8 picks on players from Power 5 conferences in 2016. Relocated to LA to 56 years in San Diego. Wow. So do you think Trubisky's going to be topped in this first round, Adam, for just sheer stupidity?
Not sure, but the 49ers have done very well with their social media. They've got, following a trade with the Bears, the 49ers selected Stanford D lineman Solomon Thomas with the 3rd overall pick. And the picture is him absolutely about to take the head off Mitch Trubisky.
To be fair, that's the game that put him on the map for a lot of people, was that bowl game. He absolutely destroyed that offensive line.
Yeah, I love that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Right, so Chargers.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, a team like the Jets, they can go, best player left, really.
Yeah.
They've got so many holes to fill.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for Kirk Cousins if he went to Cleveland. Hugh Jackson's got a good offensive system, but they need to add a couple of receivers.
Yeah.
Why they didn't keep Terrell Pryor, I'll never know. I mean, the money they've got left over, just pointless.
Yeah, it's all the sabermetric stuff and everything. Maybe there's a very good chance he'll flame out in Washington now. They probably won't have a quarterback.
True.
mean, they've lost to Sean as well.
Yeah, very true.
What is this advert?
Yeah, Leonard Williams and Jamal Adams isn't the worst way to build a defense.
No,
Yet.
no. I mean, they probably moved Calvin prior to like a linebacker hybrid type deal now if he's still there. He's been a bit of a waste of a pick. Who else? They don't really have anyone else on defense. So yeah, we've got Darren Lee at linebacker who's quick, but not really anything else. Their first round picks have been awful last few years. As it goes, bad teams stay bad for a reason.
Indeed. I think I'll give it the first 10 picks and then I'll be off.
Okay. Yeah, if anyone is still listening to me, I'm going to try and do a Facebook Live tomorrow for some of the second day if I'm still awake. I think it kicks off at 11 or midnight, I think, tomorrow. So it'll be another late one. But the Seahawks currently have 4 picks in the second and third round, obviously 3 mainly at the back end of the third, but obviously that could change later on with what they do at 26. God, that's still like 4 hours away. Fuck, God.
Go away, Rappaport. Worst.
The pick is in. Like you say, the Chargers works out Clemson wide receiver Mike Williams. Just don't use Rappaport. Just put that graphic on the screen. 2 wide receivers in the top 10.
Yeah, that's
Strange.
they obviously think Keenan Allen's done.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Not sure I love that pick for the Chargers, I have to say.
Yeah, it's a bit early for any wide receiver. I think they're not on an Odell Beckham, Sammy Watkins, Julio Jones, AJ Green level this year. But he's not at the drafting either. Looks like South Carolina. But that also gives Phillip Rivers another toy to play with. Tyrell Williams looked really good in parts last year.
Was it Travis Benjamin placed them as well?
Yeah, and they got
last year.
Yeah, they got 2 tight ends. Antonio Gates is ageless, and Hunter Henry was a second round pick, I think, last year. Really, really good rookie season as well. So
Williams was great in the championship game.
Yeah, but he's. I do like him, but I think this is 3-4 picks too early. But
Seahawks are on the clock at 3:54 a.m. by the sounds of it, approximately.
that's not too bad. The Giants pick up Odell Beckham's 5th-year option. That's a surprise.
It's weird for a player with such a distraction, apparently. So Carolina on the clock now. If so, you've got to think. Give me McCaffrey.
It's got to be McCaffrey. Yeah. It's got. Yeah.
Which is such a shame because I love.
Yep.
He's been my guy for 2 years. And all the chats were stating I called McCaffrey as the guy.
He's going
And
to be
he's going to
top
be
10 pick.
It's going to be a top 10 pick, which is awesome.
And in a team that we're going to see quite often. There's a lot more. I mean, offensive players are going a lot more.
Yeah, in a defensive draft.
Yeah. Maybe that's why maybe people are just going to pick up the value. There's going to be a cornerback fall to us.
A what? A cornerback?
Yeah, there's going to be a King or a maybe a Humphrey at this stage fall to us.
Surely Humphrey now looks like a Titan target.
Latimore's still there though. I mean, Lattimore.
Oh, God, yeah. And Adoree Jackson.
Yeah, I think Adoree Jackson. Yeah, maybe Baltimore. Maybe. I think Baltimore could be where Joe Moss ends up.
Do you reckon?
Yeah. But they've basically got the same player in Perriman, so maybe. Philip Rivers, Marvin Gordon, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Antonio Gates, and Hunter Henry. It's not bad. Just look how Philip Rivers is holding the ball. It's just not conventional.
That's not a bad offense. Hunter Henry as well.
Yeah.
This is going to be heartbreaking for me.
This is the time of the night, ladies and gents, where we wish Adam Nathan had a webcam.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Can we have times? The pick is in. What is the point of standing that far back? Just watch it in a bar, you absolute idiots. Yeah. Mayock's number 3 cornerback is Adoree Jackson. Wow.
What did Mayock say?
His number 3 corner is Adoree.
That makes sense.
My boy, KK.
No.
Buda Baker's his
Put that
top
in December.
remaining safety. Just announce the pick. It's 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, come on. You tosser, get on with it.
Thomas Davis in Carolina Blue. 2004, 14. So he didn't even win Walt Payton this year. Why is he doing this pick?
Get on with it.
All picks and third round announced by past recipients and team winners of Walter Payton Man of the Year. Cliff Averill then. There it is. You okay, Adam?
Tragic. Cool to have David Shaw there.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 Stanford guys. He's like, cheers, fellas. That does my recruiting
Who's
job.
the other Stanford guy? Who's the other Stanford guy that's been picked?
Solomon Thomas.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Right, Cincinnati. This could be OJ Howard.
No way. Not with Eifert, surely.
He's breaking down a bit. It's probably going to be. I mean, if they take it to the cornerback in the first round, then it's just ludicrous. Who else could it be? Jonathan Allen, possibly put next to Carlos Dunlap and Geno Atkins because life isn't fair. It really feasibly could be Reuben Foster or Jared Davis, who apparently some teams prefer to Foster.
Yeah, I mean, trying to think what they need. They're pretty decent in the secondary. I know they took Tyler Boyd last year, but I think they're a little bit light on receiver. They may have been hoping one of Williams and Davis was still there. It's too early for them to take John Ross.
Yeah. Look at McCaffrey.
Oh, look at McCaffrey. Look at him go.
The last 2 or 3 years
Oh,
at Stanford, he had 5,000 total yards. It's just ludicrous.
this is so sad.
That's a ludicrous run. At least you can go to bed with the hope of McCaffrey at 26. Either.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. Tragic.
We've got the Bills to take a quarterback in 2 picks and really anger me. So
Cardell the best.
Tyrod. Why do they do that with their quarterbacks? 964 yards in 2016 for AJ Green was a career low.
Yeah, I bet it. Well, he was injured for quite a lot, wasn't he?
Yeah, but 964 yards is a low. Absolutely incredible.
It's about Curse's career yards total.
Yep.
Good point on that there, Twitter, being that Leonard Fournette and Christian McCaffrey both missed their bowl games and got picked in the top 8. So it's obviously not affecting draft stock too much.
Bob Condotta of the Seattle Times tweeted, "The Panthers took the plunge on McCaffrey unswayed by his Sun Bowl performance."
Basically, it's just pure fire.
He is. If you ever want to see the greatest examples of passive aggressive tweets, just watch how he responds to stupid questions. That's right.
The only worry about McCaffrey with Cam Newton is that he's going to have to grow about 12 feet to catch Cam Newton's air balls.
But we have CJ and Thomas Rawls. They now have Jonathan Stewart and Christian McCaffrey. Who I know you love McCaffrey, but do we have the better situation there, do you think?
Well, it depends if Precious can stay healthy.
Yeah, I was going to say, if injuries weren't an option, the issue.
But I think McCaffrey can go inside the tackles much better than Process can and stay healthy.
Yeah. I agree. He's got the wear on the
return game. He's almost a good enough returner. You know, he could be Hester-esque in the return game.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, that offense is pretty versatile now with McCaffrey, Ted Ginn. Obviously, you got Calvin, you got Greg Olsen.
Yeah.
At the quarterback.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate John Ross here to Cincinnati. I think that'd be quite a good pick, if a little bit high for him.
Yeah, I agree.
So Bolton to just laser it too.
Yeah, because John Ross would have had about 4 or 5 more touchdowns for Washington last year if Jake Browning didn't underthrow him. And obviously that might have been his shoulder thing.
I think this is happening, Stu. I think our first Husky is going to be off the board.
$4-2-2. That's what you get in Cincinnati. There's no way they could have drafted another cornerback in the first round. They've completely wasted the last 3 or 4 they've taken. But not to take Reuben Foster.
Be interesting to see how low. I mean, this is looking good for the Seahawks, by the way, because there's going to be a lot more quality defensive players available than we thought.
Yeah, most definitely.
Because there's going to be a lot of offense taken ahead of us. And you might be at the stage where someone like Hassan Reddick is available.
Yeah, I think the floor for him is India, Washington. I think that's as far as he, without surprises, falls. Obviously, Washington may trade back. But I just don't see him getting past them, to be honest. Help Kerrigan out a bit.
Yeah, who are Indianapolis going to take now? Because they need run support as well.
Yeah.
With the 9th pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select John Ross.
There he goes. My man.
So John Ross, people who are listening, obviously, later on, obviously, because we've got 2 viewers still with us. John Ross for a year at Washington was a cornerback, and then the Terry's ACL he tore.
Yeah.
And then he come back in 2016 and just annihilated opposing defenses. And then ran a 40-yard dash in 4.22 seconds.
That's awesome for him.
That's so cool. Disappointing he's not wearing purple, but never mind. That's cool.
What was that little bit of noise? I didn't hear it. Why was there? Oh,
Never mind, I said. That's cool. 1,700 yards, 22 touchdowns in his career. And I think at least 11 of them. Kansas City have traded up to 10.
oh, that's what the thing was. The noise I heard.
Okay. Oh,
This
wow.
Got to be Sean Watson.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I mean, if they take Mahomes here, I'm just going to... Well, I'm going to bed anyway, but I'll go to bed with the TV out the window.
Oh, I like Mahomes, but yeah.
He's only played about 3 games.
Mahomes? No, Trubisky's the one who hasn't played any games.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, but no one's going to take Trubisky high in this draft.
I mean, the Chiefs have moved up 16 slots. I mean, look at this, John Ross. That is... Oh. I hope they show the one against the Dore here. The boy... Oh, this is where we're in Seattle, Adam, the cow one.
Yeah.
My
memory's slightly fuzzy of this evening, but
who let the dogs out?
oh, what a great night that was.
That's to step over if you're watching. 4 straight. Oh, 16 picks. Alex Smith is not going to be happy.
No, probably not.
John Ross, AJ Green, Tyler Eifert, Lily Nyes are running back. Christ.
Who was the last Husky drafted higher than pick 9?
It might have been Brock. Did he pick that early? Surely Softy knows.
Yeah, you'd think so. Yeah, I mean, 10, 11, 12, and 13 could all be taking quarterbacks now.
What, 10? Yeah.
Which is Browns, Saints... Sorry, Chiefs, Saints, Browns,
Holy
Cardinals.
shit, the Bills got a first-round pick.
Huh?
The Bills got the first-round pick next year.
Blimey. Well, yeah, that makes
It has
sense
to-
on the scale.
Quarterback.
This has got to be Deshaun Watson. Right, so there's 4 quarterbacks going in the next 4 picks, which means 12 picks between us and the end. And there's going to be some good players around for us, Stu.
Yeah, I know. I mean, John Allen's not big enough to replace Poe, is he?
No,
No.
I can't be taking Jonathan Allen.
I think it might be Mahomes.
I mean, it could be Mahomes in the sense that
If this is Mahomes, I actually might cheer.
because Arians definitely wants Mahomes.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
And Arians isn't going to want Watson. He's not a type of player.
No, he doesn't have the arm strength.
And you're almost in a position here where you could. If I was the Seahawks, I'd be trying to maybe trade up to like 26, as in keep your 27th pick, but get another pick high because you can get 2 game-changing players here.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe the Bills trade back again, take the 27th pick, trade consecutively. Don't know what you have to give up for that, but obviously a lot. But I mean, you get a chance here to get 2 top quality DBs here.
Yeah, most definitely. People are saying that questions are starting to rise about Lattimore and Hooker's medicals, which is why they're still here. Because Lattimore has been a top 6 pick the whole year. He's been up there. He's still. He's not going to go. And he might go to Arizona, but if he doesn't, he's not going for a while, unless the team moves up for him. I think this might be Mahomes. I'm trying not to look on Twitter too far, but
Very interesting. I mean, there's now no excuse for us to be trading back because there's going to be
no. The only excuse is if teams get in front of us. But it's going to take if 4 or 5 teams move in front of us, that's the only way. But that's just not going to happen, is it? Yeah, I think this is Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes has some of the craziest box scores of the last year in 2016. His footwork's a bit weird, but his arm is incredible.
Yeah, he's cool to watch.
Alex Smith is going to be chased out of another town.
I mean, Alex Smith to the Jets or the Browns wouldn't be the dumbest move in the world.
No, especially the Jets.
There we go.
In the 2017 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Patrick
There it is.
Wow.
That's Mahomes is easily my favorite quarterback in this class. That's cool.
That's so cool.
There's a lot of offensive players going, and teams are trading up for offensive players. The Chiefs have moved up 60.
I reckon they think they can trade Alex Smith to someone for a first round pick next year
Maybe.
because they've given up their first round pick for next year.
Yeah. I'm guessing that's his dad in the black suit. Yeah, that's so cool. 53 touchdowns in 2016, Patrick Mahomes.
He got about 21 game, didn't he?
Yeah, 11,250 yards in I think 3 years. And this is a highlight package you're gonna want to watch. Oh, it's just holy shit!
Oh my god!
Wow. I mean, Texas Tech have mere nobodies really at wide receiver.
But how you can't surely play him from minute one.
No. But this is your quarterback for 2018 for a decade, and the Chiefs were not that far away last year. That's cool. That's a team who have Alex Smith as their quarterback.
Yeah.
That's a group of fans celebrating Alex Smith's days being numbered. Right, the Saints here then.
Wild.
Yep, it's a pretty fun top 10.
So what's that? Only 2 defensive players have gone: Thomas and Adams,
Yeah,
and Gam.
yeah. Zach Whitman, how do we not have a Bruce Arians live cam? So that's who they've jumped in front of. Look at that, man.
Yeah, Arians is going to be fuming.
Funny, isn't it?
Right, I'm going to call it.
Okay, right. We'll be on Facebook Live tomorrow night if you're watching this on Friday afternoon. Thank you to those very few people who tuned in live. Thanks to Gaz for sending over your questions. Thanks to Adam and Ross for staying up
Pleasure.
a bit later than they possibly usually would. Enjoy the rest of the draft if you're sticking around and watching it. Until next time, it's been the Pedestrian Podcast.
Go Hawks.